Good morning, everyone. Yes, so yesterday we finished, module number 5, that is e-communication. And today we will start with module 7, that is English for banking and industries. So we will start module 7, English for banking and industries. English for banking and industries. Now, in this unit, we will learn how English language, is used in the sectors like banking or industrial area. Okay, the business organization organize meetings to take policy decisions. You might have known that in an organization or bank, when they have a kind of policy to be introduced, ज्यावेळेस एखाद्या बँकेमध्ये किंवा इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये एखादी नवीन स्कीम किंवा एखादी नवीन पॉलिसी इंट्रोड्यूस करावयाची असते, ॲट दॅट टाइम दे कॉल फॉर अ मीटिंग. त्यावेळी कोणी एक व्यक्ती जो आहे तो हा डिसिजन घेत नाही. सो ॲट दॅट टाइम व्हॉट हॅपन, that all the members of the committee, all the members of the advisory committee, or whatever the name of the committee in that bank or industry is called, जे काही मेंबर्स आहेत त्या बँकेच्या कमिटीमध्ये जे काही मेंबर्स आहेत त्या सर्वांना काय केलं जातं, मीटिंगसाठी इन्व्हाइट केलं जातं विथ द पर्पज दॅट they should come, or they should attend the meeting and share their thoughts on the subjects which were discussed in that meeting. So this meeting can be called, ह्या ज्या मीटिंग्स आहेत ह्या कॉल करण्यामागचं कारण जे आहे, रिझन जे आहे, इट कॅन बी एनिथिंग. फॉर एक्झाम्पल टू मेक पॉलिसी डिसिजन्स, एखाद्या पॉलिसीवर निर्णय घेण्यासाठी सुद्धा ती मीटिंग बोलावली जाऊ शकते. ऑर वी कॅन से टू रिझॉल्व्ह ए प्रॉब्लेम. जर सपोज एखाद्या बँकेमध्ये किंवा एखाद्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये इफ दे आर फेसिंग एनी प्रॉब्लेम अँड विच इज व्हेरी सिरियस, अँड in order to have the solutions, the bank or the company can organize a meeting, and it can also be organized to take stock of the progress the organization has made. So we can say that sometimes the meetings of in banks or industries are called to discuss the development of the bank or the industry. बँकेचा किंवा इंडस्ट्रीचा विकास किती झालेला आहे यावर डिस्कस करण्यासाठी सुद्धा, किंवा ते आपण आपल्या बँकेची डेव्हलपमेंट अजून कशी करू शकतो या सुद्धा या गोष्टींवर सुद्धा डिस्कशन्स किंवा निगोशिएशन्स करण्यासाठी काय केलं जातं, तर मीटिंग्स काय केल्या जातात, ऑर्गनाइज केल्या जातात. सो देर इज अ सर्टन मेथड और प्रोसिजर, परंतु हे करण्यासाठी एक प्रोसिजर आहे. अँड ती प्रोसिजर किंवा ती मेथड जी आहे ती आपल्याला काय करायची आहे या लेसन मध्ये अंडरस्टँड करायची आहे. दॅट these meetings, how these meetings are organized, how these meetings are conducted, and the record of the same is kept, which means that in this unit we will study how to organize meetings, or how to conduct the meetings, and how to keep the record of what happened in that meeting. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn in this module. So there are three important aspects of the meeting. Okay, so every meeting has its purpose, or every meeting is organized keeping in mind certain ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह. ओके, प्रत्येक मीटिंग ऑर्गनाईज करण्याचा एक हेतू असतो. ओके, एक पर्पज असतो, एक ऑब्जेक्ट असतो. सो as I said that every meeting has three aspects. So we have to know those three aspects of meeting. Okay, every meeting has three aspects. त्यातला फर्स्ट ऍस्पेक्ट असतो that is notice. Okay, second aspect is agenda. The third aspect is meeting. Sorry, minutes. For the meeting, minutes. Okay. So here we will discuss these three things in this model, that how when a meeting is organized we have to uh, write, okay, or we have to prepare the three things. Okay, that is notice, agenda, minutes. So notice is prepared prior to the meeting. Okay, म्हणजेच काय, तर नोटीस जी आहे ती कधी काढली जाते, बिफोर द मीटिंग. ओके, इन विच we mention the subject, day, date and the topic, okay, to be discussed. On the other hand, there is agenda also. Okay, agenda is nothing but a list of subjects to be discussed in the meeting. अजेंडा म्हणजेच काय, तर सब्जेक्टची लिस्ट असते की ज्यावर काय केली जाणार आहे, चर्चा केली जाणार आहे, कुठे, इन द मीटिंग. And the minutes of a meeting are the record of the discussions. ओके, यामध्ये काय केलं जातं की त्या मीटिंगमध्ये जे काही डिस्कशन झालं, ज्या कोणत्या गोष्टीवर डिसिजन्स घेण्यात आले, रिझोल्युशन्स घेण्यात आले. ओके, सो these all decisions are all we can say resolutions are recorded in or written in the minutes. Okay, so this is the sequence of a meeting, that first there comes notice, after that there is an agenda, and finally we have minutes. Okay, so we will first see notice. Okay, what is notice? If you see the meaning, or if you know the meaning of this word notice, you may understand what it is. Okay, so notice means what? Marathi, in Marathi it is called सूचना. Okay, त्यामध्ये काय केलं जातं, तर इन्फॉर्म केलं जातं. Okay, for example, you might have read so many notices in your college life, okay, or in your school life. So a notice of the meeting is, notice म्हणजेच काय, तर we can say the official, nothing but the official intimation. Intimate म्हणजे काय करणं, सूचित करणं. ओके, सो notice is the official intimation of the meeting to all of members of the committee. Okay, remember the spelling of the word committee, because most of the times this the spelling of this word is asked in the exam. Okay, so you should know it. So in the notice we must or if we see, the notice must contain the place, date and time of the meeting. यामध्ये काय महत्वाचं आहे, तर वी कॅन से इट मस्ट कंटेन. ओके, म्हणजे यामध्ये नोटीस मध्ये काय असतं पाहिजे, डेट and time. Okay, so this must be included in the notice. Okay, so and it is signed by the secretary or manager. Okay, it should be signed by the concerned authority. Okay, it should be signed by the, we can say, secretary, okay, or the manager of a bank. Okay, without the signature of the authority, higher authority of that branch or company or organization or bank, that notice has no meaning. Okay, or that notice will not be considered authentic. So, and after that, a notice has to be sent at least 1 week in advance. And remember that you have the notices are sent. Okay, there we can see that notices have to be sent. ते पाठवले जाणं गरजेचं आहे. तर notices have to be sent at least 1 week in advance. Okay, कमीत कमी 1 आठवडा अगोदर त्या नोटिसेस ज्या आहेत त्या लोकांपर्यंत पोहोचल्या पाहिजे. त्या अनुषंगाने काय करायचं आहे, त्या नोटिसेस सेंड करायच्या आहेत. ओके, कोणाला? तर टू द मेंबर्स. टू द मेंबर्स who are going to attend the meeting. Who are going to attend the meeting. Now we will see one example of it. Okay, you have seen so many notices in your college life, so this is also the same. But remember that in notice, what we have to include is, okay, place, date and time. Okay, the next important thing that I told you is that it should be signed. Okay, it should be signed by the secretary or manager. Next, it have to be sent at least 1 week advance. It have to be, the notices have to be sent at least 1 week in advance. So these are some of the important things that we have to keep in our mind when we prepare or when we write any notice. Now let's see the example of a notice. What is a notice, or what is the format of notice? The first thing is that we have to write the word notice, okay, at the center of the page. Okay, and then you have to start your writing. Okay, so you can start by making a paragraph. So the meeting is the third meeting. Okay, this is the third meeting of the board of directors, board of directors of Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society, Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society, Kolhapur, will be held on Friday, let's consider that 5th June 2021. Okay, at 4 p.m. at the head office at Lakshmipuri, Kolhapur. Okay, so this is the notice. Then you are kindly requested. You are kindly requested to attend the meeting. The agenda of the agenda of the meeting is enclosed. Is enclosed. And then we have to write the place. Okay, that is Kolhapur. Okay, then we have to write the date. Date equals. Okay, and then you also had to add PC. Okay, that to whom this notice has been sent. All members. Okay, and then finally the signature. Signature of the authoritative person. Okay, that is secretary or manager. जो कोई आहे तो. Okay, त्याची sign. You can write the same thing on the right side also. Okay, but nowadays writing the signature of the authoritative person on the left side is followed. Okay, now read the notice carefully, then you can understand. Mm, yes, so as I said that notice हे काय आहे तर एक ऑफिशियल इंटिमेशन आहे मीटिंगची. ती कोणाला सेंड केली जाते तर ऑल द मेंबर्स ऑफ द कमिटी. ओके, आणि त्या नोटीसमध्ये काय असणं गरजेचं आहे, महत्वाचा नोटीसचा भाग काय आहे तर प्लेस, डेट and time. Okay, and second important thing that the notice should have is it should be signed by the secretary or manager or any person who is who has that authority. Okay, and it should be sent 1 week in advance, which means that we have to uh, draw or we have to prepare a notice at least 1 week in advance. Now let's see the notice. Okay, so if you see the first line, the third meeting of the board of directors of Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society. Okay, so who is the organizer of the meeting? Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society जे आहे त्यांनी काय केलेली आहे, ही मीटिंग ऑर्गनाइज केलेली आहे. आणि कितवी मीटिंग आहे ही? दिस इज द थर्ड मीटिंग. ओके, ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स of Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society and it is situated in कोल्हापूर. कोल्हापूरमधील सोसायटी आहे. आता it will be held. Always remember one thing that when you make notice, you have to use future tense. Okay, will be held. After that, you have to add the day, date, and place. Okay, as I said, first you have to add day, date, time, and place. So this is the day, Friday, right? Then we have also included the date. Okay, then we have also mentioned the time when the meeting will be conducted, and then the place. What is the place? Head office. Okay, at Lakshmipuri, Kolhapur. So you when you make a notice or when you prepare a notice, you have to pay extra attention to all these things, because if you fail or if you don't include or if you forget to include at one of these aspects, that notice will be incomplete. Okay, so the third meeting of the board of directors of Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society Kolhapur will be held. कधी कधी held आहे किंवा कधी घेणार आहे मीटिंग ती? Friday. Okay, that is the day of the meeting. Then 5th June 2021. Okay, that is the date and the time is 4 o'clock in the evening. and the place is head office at Lakshmipuri, Kolhapur. Okay, and finally, request you have to request that you have to request the members to be present for the meeting. So here, the writer or the who has made this notice has said or wrote, you are kindly requested to attend the meeting. Okay, and then he has also always remember one thing: the notices of banks or organizations, they always have agenda with them. Okay, so the agenda of the meeting is enclosed म्हणजे काय तर अटॅच करणे. ओके, ह्याच्याबरोबर काय केला जातो मागं एक अजेंडा जो आहे तो सेंड केला आहे. नाव प्लेस, आता ही जी नोटीस आहे ती कुठे काढली आहे ते प्लेस इथं दिलेली आहे. ओके, सो प्लेस इज कोल्हापूर आणि डेट काय आहे 2 जून 2021. सो ही नोटीस कधी काढलेली आहे 2 जूनला आणि मीटिंग कधी आहे 5 जूनला. ओके, सो ॲट लिस्ट some days are there, or we can say on 8th June or whatever the day on 8th June. So we can see this meeting is on 8th June and 2nd June ला काय केलेली आहे नोटीस काढलेली आहे. सी दिस डेट इज डिफरंट and this date is different. This date shows the time when the notice or the day when the notice was prepared. Okay, and this date Friday 8th June 2021 is the date of actual meeting. Okay, when the meeting will be held at Kolhapur, and then to whom this notice has been sent. So here we have written CC to all, because this notice has been sent to all the members, and then we have to include the sign. Okay, or take the sign of the secretary. Okay, at the end. Understood? So this is called notice. We have to remember only 4 things. Okay, that there should be uh, the name of the organization. Okay, then there should be you have to use future tense. Okay, in notice. Then you have to mention the day, date, time and place. Okay, this is the sequence that you have to follow. Okay, you have to follow what, day, date, time, and finally place. Okay, this sequence should not be changed. Okay, you have to follow the same sequence in your exam also, that there should be day first, then the date, then time, and finally the place. Okay, and then but that place is of the meeting, where the meeting will be held. Okay, and not where the notice has been made or prepared. This place and this date refers to when the notice was prepared and where the notice was prepared. Now, if you see in this example, it contains the serial number of the meeting, the name of the committee, the name of the organization, time, date, and place of the meeting, and request to attend the meeting. So now let's see the sequence in this meeting which you have to follow. Okay, so first you have to write the serial number of the meeting. Okay, then you have to write, or you have, in this notice we have included the name of the committee, that is directors. Okay, board of directors, name of the committee. After that we have taken the name of organization, the name of the organization. Then we have to take the day, date, time, and place. Okay, where the meeting will be held, and finally a request to attend meeting. Okay, So this is the sequence that you have to remember, that in every notice this sequence is followed, and this sequence remains the same. That there is first there is the serial number of the meeting, then the name of the committee, it is followed by the name of the organization. After that we have to write the day, date, time and place of the meeting. Okay, that when the meeting will be conducted, at what time and at which place, and then finally you have to request to attend the meeting. If you read this notice carefully, you will understand the use of prepositional phrases done, that of directors of Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society. Okay, uh, then we can say at the office, okay, will be held or your can requested. So this is then on Friday at in the, okay. So these are prepositional phrases. Okay, on Friday, किंवा at 4 o'clock, किंवा at the head office. Okay, so these are prepositional phrases because they begin with a preposition. Okay, on, off, at. These are called prepositions. Okay, and so they are called the prepositional phrases. So remember that in the notice, uh, most of the times prepositional phrases are used. Prepositional phrases are used. Now prepositional phrases म्हणजे काय तर ज्या begins with preposition. आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल या एक नोटीस मध्ये ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, ओके, ऑफ द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, ओके, हे काय आहे, prepositional phrase आहे. त्यानंतर we can say of गणेश cooperative credit society, गणेश cooperative Ganesh Cooperative Credit Society. Okay, so this is also the prepositional phrase used in this notice. Okay, now then we also have on Friday at 4 p.m. Okay, on Friday and at 4 p.m. Okay? In the head office. Okay, or we can say in the head office. So you have to remember these words. Okay, you have to, when you will write a notice, at that time we have to use prepositional phrases. Okay, of the board of directors, or here you can change the name of the members of the meeting. Okay, then the name of the organization that you are working in. Okay, then the date and day. Okay, and the place. So this is notice. Okay, so I hope you would have understood the notice. Okay, what is notice and what are the important aspects of the meeting, like notice, agenda and minutes. And in notice you have to you have to be very careful about the day, date and time of the meeting and place also. So after the notice we have to prepare an agenda of the meeting. Okay, agenda. After notice we have to make agenda. Okay, now agenda means a list of, what is agenda? Agenda is a list of items discussed in the meeting. ओके, अजेंडा म्हणजेच काय आहे, तर नोटीसमध्ये ज्या ज्या विषयांवर चर्चा करायची आहे त्यांची लिस्ट जी आहे ती काय केली जाते, अजेंडामध्ये इन्क्लूड केली जाते. keep this in mind, because there is possibility that in your exam you will be asked that a list of items to be discussed in the meeting is called, okay, or is known as an agenda, okay. Then, so we can also say, or we can also call it as business of the meeting, okay, or it is also called what, business, or business of the meeting. So keep this phrase also in your mind, that agenda is also called the business of the meeting. So it is sent with the notice. Okay, this is very important. That agenda is not separated, sent separately. That agenda is sent along with the notice. Noticeलाच अटॅच करून काय केला जातो, agenda सेंड केला जातो. The first and the last item on the agenda are generally fixed. And one more important thing that you have to remember here is that the first and last item, the first and last item on the meeting, the first and last items on the agenda. Okay. Fixed. Okay, they are generally fixed. जे त्या लिस्टमधील पहिला आयटम जो आहे आणि जो शेवटचा सब्जेक्ट आहे तो काय असतो, जनरली फिक्स असतो. देर इज अ प्रॉपर वे ऑफ रायटिंग ऑन अजेंडा. ओके, आणि त्यासाठी त्याचा एक फॉर्मॅट ठरलेला आहे अजेंडाचा, की तो कसा लिहायचा. ओके, सो first we have to prepare the agenda and then we have to make a notice. The agenda is nothing but a list of items. Okay, म्हणजे कोणकोणत्या सब्जेक्ट्सवर चर्चा केली जाणार. ओके, ते जे सब्जेक्ट्स आहेत ते काय केले जातात, तर अजेंडामध्ये इन्क्लूड केले जातात. बट दे आर इन्क्लुडेड इन अ प्रॉपर मॅनर. ओके, इन अ chronological way. We cannot write them. Okay, we have to be very careful while writing the agenda also, because we need to write it in a proper manner so that the members can understand the subjects of the meeting. Okay, and we have to follow a structure. Okay, and in that structure we have to write the subjects. Okay, त्यामध्ये अजेंडाचं एक स्ट्रक्चर आहे आणि we have to follow that structure. You have to write all the subjects in that structure. Okay, and so agenda is called the business of the meeting. Means it is the core of the meeting. Okay, the main subject of the meeting is in agenda, and we cannot send notice and agenda separately. Okay, agenda should be enclosed after the नोटीस. ओके, नोटीस बरोबरच काय करायचं आपल्याला, अजेंडा एन्क्लोज करायचा आहे किंवा अटॅच करायचा आहे. अँड अजेंडामध्ये जो फर्स्ट आयटम आहे, ओके, अँड लास्ट आयटम जो आहे, दे आर युजली फिक्स्ड. ओके, अँड दे आर the same. Okay, so this is what notice, agenda, and notice and agenda. Okay, so some part of agenda is remaining, so we will I will teach that tomorrow. But before that, let me ask you one very important thing. And I think Rabade sir also shared on the group that तुमचा स्कॉलरशिपच्या फॉर्ममध्ये एक सूचना आलेली आहे. तर तुम्ही फॉर्म भरलाय का स्कॉलरशिपचा, सबमिट केलाय कॉलेजमध्ये? हॅलो, येस, रुपाली, वैष्णवी, तेजल, प्रतीक्षा. हा, ओके. कुणाचा राहिलाय काय फॉर्म? प्राजक्ता, अरे मग कधी भरणार? अरे काय तुम्ही किती उशीर झाला? कधी सांगितलंय हे? डिसेंबरला सांगितलंय. एक काम करा आता, तुम्हाला ती वेबसाईट माहिती आहे ना महा-डी-बी-टी? तिथे जाऊन मग फॉर्म भरा. काय? फॉर्म भरा, त्याची प्रिंट काढा आणि कॉलेजमध्ये देऊन या. तुम्हाला शक्य आहे का कॉलेजमध्ये जाणे? अरे मग फॉर्म कसा सबमिट करणार तुम्ही? नुसतं कॉलेजला जाऊ नका. तिथे नेट कॅफे वगैरे चालू आहे का बघा. का तुम्ही जिथून जाणार आहे तिथूनच फॉर्म भरून घेऊन जाणार आहात? अरे आता इंटरनेट कॅफे वगैरे तर सगळीकडे बंद आहे. तुम्ही कुठे फॉर्म भरणार? हा मोठा प्रश्न आहे ना. प्रिंट कुठे काढणार? आणि मग? सो तुम्हाला माझ्या माहितीप्रमाणे तर कमीत कमी 8 तारखेपर्यंत तरी म्हणजे थांबावंच लागणार आहे. कारण तुम्ही त्याची प्रिंट कुठे काढणार? फॉर्म भरणार कुठे? हा मोठा प्रश्न आहे ना. का तुम्ही एकदा कॉलेजमध्ये जाऊन पण उपयोग नाही. कॉलेजमध्ये कोणीच नाहीये. म्हणजे शिक्षक कोणीच नाहीयेत. व्हॉट टू डू? तुमचा नेट कॅफे जो चालवतो माणूस, तो ओळखीचा आहे का? आणि मग म्हणजे तुम्ही त्याच्यावर फोनवरून सुद्धा सांगितलं असतं ना, बाबा माझा फॉर्म भरायचा आहे. त्याने भरून ठेवला असता, प्रिंट काढून ठेवला असता ना. ठीक आहे, ओके, असू द्या. नो प्रॉब्लेम. 8 तारखेनंतर बघता येईल. पण प्लीज सबमिट युअर फॉर्म, ओके? स्कॉलरशिपचा फॉर्म भरा, अदरवाईज तुम्हाला सर्व फी तुमची भरावी लागेल नंतर, स्कॉलरशिप सहित. त्यामुळे फॉर्म भरा. एका मिनिट एक 10 पहिल्या सुरुवातीचे फक्त सुरू नाही, तुम्ही मागच्या वर्षी फॉर्म भरला असेलच ना तो? फर्स्ट इयरला असताना तुम्ही स्कॉलरशिपचा फॉर्म भरला होता का? का? ओके. ओके, ठीक आहे. मग यावेळेस भरा, ओके? नाहीतर तुमच्याकडून परत सगळी फी माघारी घेतली जाते. सो फॉर्म तेवढा आठवणीने हां? येस, काय म्हणत होतीस वैष्णवी? हो, आता नोटीस टाकली ना तुमच्या ग्रुपवर, की डेट वाढवली म्हणून. 31 मे. अरे पण नोटीस तर ते तर आहेच. बघू. नोटीस अजून वाढणार आहे. ते काही 31 मे पर्यंत नाही राहणार. बघूया आपण. वाढेल पण तारीख. एक्सटेंड होईल तारीख. डोंट वरी. ओके. सो उद्या सुद्धा मी तुमचं लेक्चर घेणार आहे याच वेळेस. ओके. रोज सोमवार, मंगळवार, बुधवार आणि गुरुवार 10:15 ते 11 तुमचं लेक्चर होईल. ओके. ओके. वेलकम. वेलकम. वेलकम.